Hello class 9, welcome back to another session of computer class. This is your Avijit sir, and today I'll be presenting you the topic decision making and branching. Introduction. A Java program. Now what is program? Program is a set of statements or instructions that tells the computer what to do. So a Java program is a set of statements which are normally executed sequentially. Sequentially means one after the other in a particular order in which they appear. Now this happens when options or repetitions of certain calculations are not necessary. Now if you see this example, you see a program, you have to find out sum of two numbers. So a class, that is add two numbers, is the name of the class, and then we are writing the main functions, and inside the main functions we have declared three variables, that is num1, num2 and sum. Now all these three variables is of what data type? Integer. That's why it is given here comma. So num1, num2 and sum all are integer data type. Now if we want, we can initialize sum as 0 because sum is a variable where we will be storing the output. So num1 is assigned 5 and 2 is assigned 15. So here sum is equal to num1 plus num2. So num1 is 5 and num2 is 15. So it is 20. So 20 is stored where? It is stored in the variable sum. Now we will display the output system.out.println sum of this number is plus sum. Then it will display the output. Now in this particular example, you see the compiler will check line by line in a sequential order. First this line will be checked, next this line, and last this line will be checked. Now this program, the compiler will check sequentially, but a situation comes when we have to skip a particular line as per the conditions. So today we will be learning conditional branching, where we may have to skip a particular line or we may have to repeat a particular line more than once based on the conditions. So however, in a practice we have a number of situations where we may have to change the order of executions of statement based on certain conditions or repeat a group of statements until certain specified conditions are met. Now this involves a kind of decision making to see whether a particular condition has occurred or not, and then direct the computer to execute second statement accordingly. So based on a certain conditions, it may be, if the condition is satisfied, it will display a particular statement, and if the condition is not satisfied, it will display another statement. That means you have to skip the line based on the conditions. So it will not display the result in a sequential format. Now branching and conditional branching. First of all, we should know what is branching. Now when a program breaks the sequential flow and jumps to another part of code, it is called branching. Now in the first example that we saw, the compiler will check sequentially, but when that sequential flow is broken, then it jumps to the another part of the code based on the condition. Then it is called branching. And when the branching is based on a particular condition, then it is called conditional branching. And when the branching takes place without any decision or conditions, it is known as unconditional branching. So types of decision making or conditional statement. Now there are three types of decision making or conditional statement. They are if statement, switch statement, and conditional operator statement. If statement. Now if statement is used to check a specified conditions. If we want to check a particular conditions, then we have to use if statement. Now it performs a course of action if the condition is true. So if the condition is true, then it will display a particular statement. Otherwise the action is ignored. It is basically a two-way decision statement, one for true and other for false. So whenever there will be a condition or if, then always we'll get two answer. One is yes or true and one is false. If it is true, then what it will display, and if it is false, then the statement will be ignored. If statement is a powerful decision making statement and is used to control the flow of execution of statement. So it is one of the powerful decision making statement. It transfers the control to a particular statement based on the condition. So based on the condition, it will transfer the control. If it will be true, then what it will display, and if it will be false, then what it will display. That means a particular statement will be skipped as per the conditions. The syntax of if statement. How to write the if statement? So first line if and then condition. If the condition is satisfied, then it will display statement 1 and statement 2. But if the condition is not satisfied, then neither statement 1 will be displayed nor statement 2 will be displayed. It will not be displayed. Then the program will stop. Now if you see the flow chart, you see a diamond shape box. This diamond shape box is called decision box, and this is the place where we write the condition. Now if the condition is true, then it will display if the condition is true, it will display the statement, this true statement, and if the condition is false, then it will display this statement. So based on the conditions, either true statement will be displayed or false statement will be displayed. Now in the given flowchart, if the condition is true statement, then statement 1 and statement 2 are executed. That means these two statements will be executed. Now the condition is false, the control ignores the statement and passes to the next line of the program. Now there is no next line of programs, that means it will stop. So if the condition is satisfied, then statement 1 and statement 2 will be displayed. Okay. Note, you need not apply curly braces if a single statement is to be performed for true conditions. For example, if n is less than 10, this is the condition, then system.out.println single digit number. Now this is a one line, one statement, so we will not write this statement inside the curly braces. But if it is more than 2 statement, then we will be using in the curly braces. Now in this it is 2 statements, so we have used curly braces. But it is a single statement, so we will not use a curly brace. Now we will see one example of if statement. Write a program in Java to find the simple interest by using assignment statement. If the simple interest is above ₹100, then display the interest, otherwise not. So in this program, we have to find the simple interest by using assignment. That means we can put the value inside the main functions. You can assign the values. And what is the condition? The condition is that if the simple interest is above ₹100, then display the interest. Otherwise, you don't have to display the interest. Okay, let's start the program. Then the first line, you can see the first line with 2 slashes. It means it's a comment or the remarks. Now this remarks is an optional statement. Either you can write, or if you want, you cannot write, but it's a non-executable statement. Means even if you write, the program will run or compile. But this statement is written to make the user understand what is the program is all about. So in the comment to find the interest by using assignment statement and use of if statement. So it's a good habit to write the comment. So all of you will write the comment using 2 slashes. Next, public static void main string args. This is the main line. Now we have declared here 4 variables: P for principal, R for rate, T for time, and SI for simple interest. Now simple interest is initialized with 0 because this variable will store the output. Now we have assigned the values to principal 2000, rate 10. So you don't write percentage and years because computer will not understand this. So you have to write only the numbers, and T equals to 3. Now you have written the formula SI equals to P into R into 3 T divided by 100. Okay, the answer will be stored in SI. Now we will be checking SI is greater than 100 because in the question it is written if the SI is above ₹100, then only display the interest. So we have to write the condition, if si is greater than 100, then system.out.println, the simple interest is equal to plus si. Okay. If it is less than 100, then it will not display the simple interest. So as it is a one line statement, so it is not written in different braces. So I hope this program you have understood. So this is just a small example of if statement. Next is if-else statement. Now in if statement, we used to only display the one part. That is, if the condition is satisfied, then display the statement. But if the condition is not satisfied, then we ignore that particular statement. But in this case, in if-else, we can display both the thing. If the condition is satisfied, then what it will display, and if the condition is not satisfied, then what it will display using if-else statement. The if-else statement is an extension of simple if statement. The if-else statement in a logical situation, when either of the two actions are to be performed depending upon certain condition. Either of the action means if condition is satisfied, then it will display one statement. If the condition is not satisfied, then it will display the else statement. See the syntax. If condition means if this condition is satisfied, then this statement 1 will be displayed and this will be ignored. But if this condition is not satisfied, then it will display the else part. That means it will display statement 2 and this statement 1 will be ignored. Okay, once more I am repeating. If this condition is satisfied, then it will display statement 1 and statement 2 will be ignored. But if condition is not satisfied, then it will come to the else part and will display the statement 2. That means statement 1 will be ignored. Now you see the given flow chart. Now in the given flow chart, if you see, if the condition is satisfied or if the condition is true, it performs one set of statement. Which statement? If code will be displayed. And if the condition is not satisfied, then it will display the else code. I hope everybody understood this. If the condition is satisfied, then it will display the if code. And if the condition is not satisfied, then it will display the else code. Understood? Next. Example of if-else statement. Let's see one program based on if-else statement. Write a program in Java to accept a number and find whether it is an even or odd by using input statement. Now this is not an assignment statement, this is input statement. So let's see the example. The first line is a comment line. So to find whether a number is an even or odd by using input statement. This is how you have to write the comment or remarks in short based on the question. So first line is import java.io.asterisk. So this is a class or package. Then public class, so class is what? Number. Next, the main functions, that is public static void main string asks throws IO exception. IO means input output exception. Then you have declared a variable int a. So a is of integer data type. Then you are activating the buffer. You have to follow the syntax. Now input stream reader, read is an object, and new is a keyword used to create an object. So input stream reader, now you see input stream reader is written in together with I, S and R are capital, so you have to follow the syntax. If any one of these is wrong, then the compiler will not compile your program, it will show the syntax error. So input stream reader read equals to new input stream reader in the bracket system.in. Then you have to activate buffer reader in equals to new buffer reader. Now, so you have activated the buffer till here, this two line. Now you have to accept the value. So you are asking the user system.out.println enter the number. So you are asking the user to enter the number. So the user will enter the number. Say the user has entered 20. Now 20 will be stored where? It will be stored in a particular variable. That variable is a. So you have to accept that value. So to accept that value, then you have to write this line integer dot parse int dot read line. Now why it is integer dot parse int? Because the variable you declared is int. So integer dot parse int dot read line. Now the value is accepted. That 20 that you have entered, that is accepted and stored in a variable a. Next, you have given a conditions. What is the conditions? This is the logic of a program. Now if a modulator 2 equals to 0, that means say 20 modulator 2. Now when 20 is divided by 2, then if the remainder is 0, then it is an even number. So when 20 is divided by 2, so remainder is 0. That means 20 is an even number. So if you enter 21, now 21 is not divisible by 2, therefore the remainder will not come 0. So 21 is an odd number. So if it is not divisible by 2, then it will skip this line and it will display the else part, that is it's an odd number. And if this condition is satisfied, then it will display even number and this else line will be skipped, it will not display. Okay, so you have given the logic is if a modulator 2 equals to 0, then it will display even. For example, I have entered 20. Now 20 is divisible by 2. It will display what? The number is even. It will not display this line. It will ignore this line. So this is how if-else work. I hope all of you have understood this. I hope you all have understood the lesson. We'll soon meet in the next session. Till then, take care. This is your Abhijit sir, signing off. Thank you.